In part 1, we uncovered 5 silent killers of wealth, lifestyle inflation, and how even millionaires fall victim to living beyond their means. But that's just the beginning. In this next chapter, we're diving even deeper into the hidden habits, overlooked decisions, and emotional traps that silently drain bank accounts regardless of how much you earn. Let's get into it. Mistake number 6, letting emotions drive decisions. James thought he was logical with money, but emotion, that invisible hand, had been pulling strings in the background all along. It started subtly. After a market dip, he panicked and sold several of his best-performing stocks, ones he'd held for years. Fear had whispered that the market was collapsing, and he listened. Those same stocks rebounded months later, doubling in value. James had locked in losses because he couldn't ride out the storm. But it wasn't just fear. Greed had its moments, too. He once stumbled across a trending startup everyone was raving about online. The FOMO was real. Without much research, James dumped $100,000 into it. At first, the returns looked promising until the company crumbled due to mismanagement. That 6-figure loss stung more than anything. And deep down, he knew it wasn't logic that guided that decision. It was the emotional high of getting in early. Even pride got in the way. When a close friend advised him to rebalance his portfolio and diversify, James brushed it off. "I know what I'm doing," he said. But when a single sector crash wiped out nearly 30% of his retirement portfolio, he had to confront the truth. His ego had cost him stability. James finally realized the importance of emotional discipline, the kind that doesn't get swayed by headlines, hype, or dips in the market. He began setting hard rules for himself. Never invest more than he could afford to lose, always sleep on big decisions, and regularly consult a neutral third party before major moves. Money isn't just numbers, it's feelings. And if you're not careful, those feelings will control your finances. Mistake number 7, not having a long-term vision. For years, James chased short-term wins. His financial life was a series of sprints, not a marathon. He'd hop on the latest money trend, day trading, flipping NFTs, jumping into crypto peaks, all in pursuit of fast results. But each opportunity left him more exhausted and confused than the last. There was no roadmap, just a series of disconnected hustles that didn't build toward anything sustainable. One day, after yet another failed venture, James sat down with a mentor, a quiet, retired investor who had built lasting wealth over decades. The mentor asked James just one question: "Where do you want to be in 10 years?" James didn't have an answer, and that was the problem. The mentor explained that real wealth wasn't built from short bursts of hype, but from long-term focus. He showed James how everything, budgeting, investing, income, even rest, should align with a larger vision. A goal, a destination. That night, James mapped out his first true financial vision. Early retirement at 55, a paid-off home, travel flexibility, and enough passive income to support his kids' education. From that point forward, every decision was filtered through that lens. Should he buy that flashy car? No, it didn't serve the 10-year goal. Should he invest in that volatile meme stock? No, it wasn't aligned with his long-term risk profile. The power of vision brought clarity. It gave him patience, and it stopped him from burning energy on distractions that only felt productive. Mistake number 8, avoiding help or expert advice. For the longest time, James thought asking for financial help meant weakness. He prided himself on being a do-it-yourself type, the kind of guy who'd rather spend hours watching YouTube videos or scrolling Reddit forums than pay a professional for advice. After all, he figured, why should I pay someone to tell me how to use my own money? But over time, James noticed something strange. He was surrounded by smart, capable friends who did consult experts, and they were making huge leaps forward. One couple used a financial advisor to pay off debt and start investing early. Another friend hired a tax strategist and got thousands back in deductions James never knew existed. James, on the other hand, was still spinning his wheels, making decent money but never really gaining ground. His wake-up call came during tax season. After years of filing taxes himself, he received a notice. He owed the IRS over $7,000 due to years of small, avoidable mistakes. A few overlooked forms here, a misclassified deduction there. It all added up. That's when he finally decided to book a session with a certified financial planner. In 1 hour, James learned more about managing his money, legally, efficiently, and with confidence, than he had in years. It wasn't just about investing tips or savings hacks. The advisor helped him see his entire financial life in one picture: retirement, insurance, taxes, estate planning, the works. James realized that avoiding expert help had cost him way more than he'd saved. Now, he doesn't hesitate to seek advice when needed, not because he lacks intelligence, but because he values wisdom. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon, because every week we dive deep into real financial stories and strategies that can change your future. And in the comments, let me know, which of these mistakes have you made, and what did it teach you? Your story might help someone else avoid a costly lesson.